Well, hello there. Good morning. This is South Coast Kane, and this is another edition of Patio Perspectives, sorta, in that I'm not on the patio. As you can see, it got cold last night. It rained last night, early this morning, and the wind's blowing like all get out, and it's just too cold to be out there. Oh, so yeah, I wanted to come on here because, as the title states, the undistracted truth. And what I mean is, last night's show, great interaction, great commentary from everybody. But after we finished, I was thinking last night after the show that I felt like it was for me, not for those who participated. But for me, it felt like, man, that was a debacle. I felt like I felt like that I was saying a lot of things, but I wasn't saying anything. It's like I was just talking, I was rambling. Oh, what's up, dude? How you doing, Israel? Oh, so yeah, and I started thinking, I'm like, I kind of felt like I did a disservice. It wasn't one of our better shows, for my opinion, not because of what anybody did, it's what I did. I felt like I didn't give a good product on the field, so to speak. And I wanted to come on here without any distraction and give you exactly what I think. Oh, and again, I appreciate everybody who came out. I appreciated all the interaction, but I just felt like it just kind of I mean, we go off the rails, but it was just, I felt like I was distracted. So without further ado, the two big things, I know. The two big things that I really want, that really had a lot of dialogue, was Miami being in the playoffs, and does Mario deserve credit? Is Mario a good coach? Is Mario whatever? So I wanted to give you my thoughts because I felt like I wasn't really able to have a good train of thought. But so with Miami being in the playoffs, all right, last week show come out, everybody's excited, everybody's happy, everybody's shaking the pom poms. But I thought about it, and you know, my first thought, like I said, it felt like a hollow victory. And let me explain. Now, there's going to be, I don't know if you want to call it an evolution or a process, but I kind of changed my thinking. But what I was first thinking is, you know, it just didn't feel right because Miami, at the time, I felt like Miami didn't really earn it. Okay. Because they didn't win anything. All they did was win. Luckily, they were ranked high enough to where all the stuff that happened didn't affect them. Um, and I just kept asking myself, what did Miami do or not do to earn a spot in the playoff? And I was kind of going around and around, talking about, well, they didn't even make it to the ACC championship game. They finished third, fourth in the ACC, lost to Louisville, lost to SMU. I kept coming up with all this stuff. And finally, around Wednesday or Thursday this past week, it hit me. It's like, what does it matter? They're in. Okay. They're in. They're playing in the playoff. Okay. Regardless of all the all the dysfunctional stuff that happened during the season, uh it's a moot point right now. Okay. They're in. And that's just how I feel. I guess I'm kind of, okay, we're in. Cool. Let's do it. Now, it still doesn't negate the fact of everything that I just said previously. Oh, and like I said last night, we can debate from now until the cows come home on whether or not Miami deserved to be there. It doesn't really matter. We'll just be wasting our time. Oh, but I think the real question is not so much does Miami deserve to be in the playoff, but what does Miami do with their newfound fortune? Okay, you made it to the playoff. Sweet, we have a chance. We have a team that can do some good things in the playoff. You know, and for so long with Miami, they'll hit that, they'll get to that mountain, they'll start to climb, and then they slip and break their neck. And then it takes another umpteen years to get back to the mountain. So what am I trying to say? This team again made it to the playoffs. Win, lose, or draw. Okay. Hopefully they win. I think they will. But that doesn't matter because they made it to the playoff. Now, what do we do to build on that? Do we go next season? Do we go like 8-4 and miss out on everything? Or does Miami come out and make it back? Or does the typical Miami scenario happen where next season, God forbid, they end up 7-5? And then the year after that, they go 8-4. And then you see what I'm saying? The trend. Does the trend continue? I don't know. Hope not. But I am glad that Miami is in the playoff. And yeah, exactly. So I guess sometimes, and I'm guilty of it, that sometimes we want to argue or be argumentative just for the sake, because we have this, or at least I have this feeling, I guess you can call it the PTSD, whatever, but it is what it is. So yeah, at first I was, well, we really didn't do anything to get there. But now I'm like, it doesn't matter. We're there. Screw it. Let's go. Let's just forget what happened and move forward. Now, the big topic, the big topic, and this topic has been kicked around for 4 seasons. Mario Cristobal, head coach. Now, as a disclaimer, I don't really get into, say, Mario the person. I look at it as the head coach who happens to be Mario. And what I mean is, real quickly, is you could have whoever as the head coach. It's still going to be the head coach who happens to be whatever. Now, there's no mistaking that Miami has had 2 back-to-back 10-win seasons. All right. And if you go by just the record, it's excellent. Okay. But let's be honest. And I'm just being honest. I'm just giving you the facts. Not trying to insinuate anything. But we've debated this at length too. But last year, Cam Ward, okay, Cam Ward helped Miami be more successful than they should have been, but they were successful. Okay, this year, well, let's go back last year. Dropped the ball against Georgia Tech, choked against Syracuse. Okay, but they still had a 10-win season. They screwed up the Pop-Tarts Bowl, but they still had a 10-win season. So by the number, just from the record, it was a good season. Okay. Now, this year, 2025, Miami starts out hot, and then they lose to Louisville, which no more Friday night games, especially against ACC opponents. Oh, and yes, they had that bye week where they played like one game and 3 or 4 weeks. All right. And then they come out and they look lackluster against SMU. It happens. I mean, these young men, they're 17, 18, 19. Oh yeah, Iowa State. Yes, the Pop Tart Bowl. Exactly. But now the one thing about to go back to that, Israel, the one thing about the Iowa State game, I kind of look at it as half the team was gone. I know Cam played the first half, but the fact of the matter is, it was a bowl game, and it could have been better. But anyway, regardless of the fact. So this year, they dropped the game to Louisville. They dropped the game to SMU. And luckily, they finished out the season rather strong. And again, another 10-2 season, which should have been 12-0, but that's okay. It is what it is. No use crying over spilt milk. Oh, and then now here we are at the playoffs. Now, of course, Miami made their way up to number 2. And then they lost to Louisville, went down to like 18, worked their way up, lost to SMU, went down a couple of spots, and then they worked their way back up. Now, they had enough things go on in the rankings with other teams that got Miami high enough. I know this is kind of bleeding back into the playoff thing, but just giving you facts. And now Miami has been selected to go to the playoff. Oh, so did Mario deserve credit as the head coach for guiding the team to the playoffs? That's a very interesting question. Very interesting question, because, and I'm going to be honest with you, Miami was just in the right place, rankings, at the right time. Okay. Also, something we didn't really discuss, but in years past, this same situation, the team would have folded like a cheap suit. They would have probably lost another 2 or 3 games, but they didn't. They stayed the course, took care of the business. And yes, I understand they played, Syracuse, they played Pittsburgh, Virginia Tech, North Carolina State. It wasn't like they were playing powerhouse teams. But still, the fact of the matter is they came out, stayed the course, and didn't fold, didn't give up the ship. And, I give credit where credit is due. And you have to say that as far as getting the team, or not allowing the team to fold and keeping the team focused and successful, you got to give Mario, the head coach Mario, credit for that. Now, with that being said, I think as far as giving Mario, the keys to the city, hold up. Let's slow down a little bit. Let's be happy for what's happened so far. Our trajectory is still going up, like I said last night. And again, win, lose, or draw, next Saturday, it's a successful season. And yes, the head coach Mario is apparently guiding this team through methods where that we may agree or not, or disagree. Okay. But they're there. Now, if he wins the game against A&M, great. If he loses the game, in my opinion, that's fine too. I mean, no, I don't want to lose, but as far as the talk of Mario choking in the big game, yeah, history has dictated that. through, Mario's history has dictated that. There's no denying it. But, you know, this Texas A&M game will be a good litmus test to see where this organization is. Uh, I really don't think A&M is all that good team. It's a good team, but you know, in order for Mario to lose that stigma that a lot of folks give him, and rightfully so, is get through A&M, and then you got Ohio State sitting there. That's going to be a big game. But so far, so good. You know, and again, I'm not willing to crown. This is just my opinion. My opinion. I'm not willing to crown Mario the second coming of Schnellenberger, Butch Davis, Jimmy Johnson, etc. But I'm also not going to criticize or say he's doing that bad of a job. He's got the team through methods that you may agree or disagree with. Recruits versus NIL versus transfer. Or the fact of the matter is, the team is successful. Okay. E. Brown. Okay. And I think, and I'm just speaking from my own experience, I'm not trying to stereotype anybody. I'm just giving you my thoughts. I think for me personally, and I do see it out there, but I do believe sometimes we get caught up in the talk, the Mario talk, the playoff talk, this talk, the recruiting talk, and everything else, where sometimes we don't stop and smell the roses, in that Miami's in the playoff, and look, all the banter. Well, thank you, E. Brown. All the banter that we discuss, and y'all know we all have our thoughts and our theories and this and that, and it's good. I am not saying stop it. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. Healthy discussion and debate is excellent. But I think, and this is something that I've told myself this past week, is let's just stop, smell the roses. Let's just for a little while subside all the talk. Some people may call it negativity. I just call it stating the facts. But let's just put all that aside. Let's enjoy this. Miami is in a place that they haven't been in probably since early 2000s. And what I mean is, the last 21 years, Miami really never got close like they are now. They were always out of it. Even with good records, they were still out of it. So basically, to sum up, okay, last night's show was a debacle. I apologize for not having our usual excellent shows. But hey, like Israel said, can't win them all. But I just wanted to sit here and like I said, I wanted to tell you exactly how I feel without all the distractions. Because last night I felt like we were just all over the shop. And it's nobody's fault. Not mad at anybody. Nobody's to blame. I just take it because y'all deserve my best. Okay. And as far as, honestly, does Miami deserve to be in the playoff? Does Mario deserve credit? It doesn't matter. Honestly, it really doesn't matter. Let's just enjoy what we got. Let's see how things play out. We have all off season to talk about it. Um, and we'll go from there. So that's basically it. I appreciate y'all listening to me. Uh Appreciate Israel and Mr. Encyclopedia Brown, Eisenhower Brown stopping by. But yeah, I just wanted to get that off my chest because I was kind of feeling uneasy about it. But it is what it is. Oh, I did see on a sidebar, completely different. I did see, and I saw it a while ago. I laughed my ass off. But there's this young man on the YouTube. What's his name? Jordan Travis. Is it Jordan Travis? Let me see. Let me make sure I say this right because I don't want anybody thinking that Jordan Harris. Jordan Harris. Uh very good guy, very knowledgeable guy. I really like what he does. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to really keep up with him, but uh his channel Sports Truth with Jordan Harris. I saw where I guess last night, yesterday, something he put out his ranking of the 10 best Miami podcast on the YouTube. And my first thought was, this dude's brave. This young man's got a set on him because you know how some of these folks are. You know, everybody has their favorites, and oh, he ranked the top 10. He even had some honorable mentions. You know, I kind of thumbed through it, and I hate to ruin it, Israel, but we didn't make the list. Hey, Katie, did you get them Dune cats fed? But yeah, Israel, we got to work harder, buddy. We got to work harder. We got to make these top tens, man. I'm just joking. I'm joking. I could really care less. I don't care. Love me, hate me, you know, I don't care. But of course, most of the top 10 are CCCs anyway, but it's cool. I just thought that was funny. I really did. But it's all good. So yeah, that's really all I had. I just wanted to get on here and for like the 10th time saying, just give you my honest, undistracted opinion. And yeah, that's it. But yeah. Oh, so uh-oh. Gotta go. CEO's home from the store. I gotta go unload groceries. But anyway, thank y'all so much. Gotta go. Thank y'all for stopping by. Appreciate what y'all do for the channel. Hopefully y'all appreciate what I do for the channel, and together we'll just be appreciative. So until next time, peace, love, and soul. Let's go, Canes. Let's take care of them Aggies. Bye.